Hey everybody, welcome back here to my YouTube channel and to the B&M Project. Today I'm going to be making a sign for the coaster with like the name of the ride, doing some more of the terrain work around the coaster, neatening up some areas, finishing up the queue line, etc. I'm basically calling this episode the calm before the storm, because after I've done all this nice kind of little bitty stuff that I like to do, I start getting into doing all the support work, which really took a long time, and it was really a challenge, not only to do but also for my patients. So this is like the kind of last part now of just doing some of the nice little terrain work. So I'm just going to go through that with you today before the next episode, when I do start doing all the support work and doing all the elements of the coaster and trying to make each part of the ride look as realistic as possible. So I'm starting off here with doing some different height planter areas, quite large planter areas. So this is the first one. I'm using the trims from the Shy Guys 1 set, and I'm just kind of making them double the height, so they're going to be 3.1. And I should then fill in those areas with a path cover in like a nice grassy green color, and then just rising it up as well to 3.1. And this just creates like a nice raised kind of planter area. I've done this before with this project over by the exit of the ride, but I'm also doing it throughout kind of the layout as well, just to add some of these nice areas. And also it makes that trench for that part of the coaster where it dips into the ground a bit more deeper, just a little bit deeper. I did this sand coloured kind of terrain area, and I took like a zoom out of the park and had a look, and I really didn't like it at all. So I've gone back in with my good old trusty brown terra painting colour, which I use a lot. I really like it, and I know why. So I'm just using that, and I'm also going to sink some trees into this kind of area of the ground, just to make it look a bit more full of foliage. I want this ride to look a little bit more like it's not so brand new. You find with coasters when they're brand new, I'm going to use Nemesis for example, that had no foliage, you know, it's all been planted, the ride's fresh, it's built. Nemesis was built on the side of that hill, and then over the years all the trees have grown. So that, I mean, this is not as exaggerated as Nemesis, but this is, you know, I wanted to add some foliage in there, like it had been there for a couple of years and it started to all grow through, etc. And I've got these nice kind of full areas of plants, so that's what I've gone for there. And again, I'm just going to use the trim there, and I've just kind of outlined those areas just to kind of break up the sections of different terrain, which I think is quite cool. I'm really liking how it's turning out. So I'm just finishing up the queue line cover here, which I started in the last episode. I'm just using the same pieces that I used in the station, just to kind of tie it all together, and using that yellow trim there just to kind of make it look a bit more colourful than just grey. And that's kind of the main entrance part of the queue line there. So onto the sign. As you can see here, it's called Vigilante, and I don't really know why I've called it that. It's not really got like a major theme. I've gone for more of like a generic kind of theme, maybe something you'd find at a Six Flags park, but I like the name. At the time I was watching Jessica Jones, so I think, you know, I had that kind of in my head, and I thought that'd be a cool name for a coaster with like a vigilante, so I've just called it Vigilante there. And I did actually forget to press record, classic Coaster B, but you know, I did the sign using the lettuce mod from the Steam Workshop, and those letters are really cool. You can resize them, recolor them to whatever you like. So I've just done a big V and a big E, and then use the smaller letters in between there, and I'm just trying to dress it up a little bit using some different poles from the Shy Guys dining set, etc., just to make it look a bit more realistic. And I shall light this up as well using the extra lights mod set. Yeah, I like the name, I like the sign. I've made it blue, so it really is, you know, nice there. I'm going to add some more neons to it. I think I'm going to put like a nice pink neon strip across it in a second, you'll see. And I've put it just there in front of the queue line, in front of the dive loop. So you've got like a good photo opportunity there as well for guests. You know, you can stand there, have a picture of the sign and the coaster in the background. And I think it's in a nice little area. I've done a nice little plaza there, a very small plaza, just in front of the sign, and I put some seating area as well there, so people who are, you know, non-riders, if they don't want to ride, they can sit and wait just by the exit in front of that nice sign and have a good view of the ride. So that's the idea behind that. I did actually ask over on my Discord channel what the name of the coasters should be, and I did get a few suggestions, and I liked all of them. They were really cool, but then in the end I went for something that came to me just watching Netflix, just because I didn't want to go for too much of a heavy theme with this coaster, because I wanted this coaster to be more about creating a B&M style coaster rather than doing like an epic theme. So I think some of the other names that I got will be good for future projects, with doing some more of like an epic theme kind of ride. And if you guys want to see me do like a coaster build or something that has an epic theme, let me know down below in the comment section. I'm interested to know what you guys want to see and what you want to watch. And if you have an idea for a really cool theme that you think I could do or pull off, then let me know. Maybe I'll think about doing it, and maybe I'll play around with some ideas and see what I come up with. But I'm always looking for new things to do in the game, and I want to not only please myself but also please you guys watching. I want to do what you want to see, because I do this for fun for myself, and I do have great fun doing it. But also if you guys are having fun too, then it's just extra bonus points, isn't it? So yeah, I hope you're enjoying this project so far. So around the side here, I've just done some, like, there's a nice water area. I'm going to add some fencing off there. I've just cleared up some of those in-game fences that the paths produce when you put it next to a water or something. I've done that by sinking a curved wall into the ground. You can see that in one of my how-to videos in the how-to playlist on my channel. I say that all the time. Here I've just done a quick water fountain using some of the splash pieces. I wanted to add a little water feature there, a little fountain package there in front of the coaster. So I think that looks really great. And I'm just kind of dressing up the path now with some lamps and some benches and some bins, you know, the standard stuff. I don't want to put too much focus on that kind of path area around the side there. That's just kind of like a linking point for where guests would maybe come from one part of the park to another. The main focus of this is the coaster. And I'm just going in with some foliage and just kind of filling up some of those areas just around the outside, just to create like an atmosphere to the coaster. And just kind of, you know, showing you where maybe where the park border would be. There's the backstage areas, maybe where the border would be, or where the delivery vans or repair trucks can come in and park up in the backstage staff area there. But yeah, that's it for today. Next episode I'm going to be going in and doing a lot more of the support work, so stick around for that. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.